Let Garmin show you how to install the GT360UHD Transducer onto the Garmin spy pole. For this process, you will need a Garmin spy pole, a GT360UHD Transducer, bottom mount, a No. 2 Phillips head screwdriver, 5mm hex bit driver, and 3mm hex bit driver. The GT360UHD Transducer can be installed with the spy pole mounted on the boat or on a table. We will be installing on the Force Pro trolling motor for this process. First, remove any attachments on the bottom of the spy pole using a 5mm hex bit driver. Keep these attachments to use for installation later in the video. Next, use the No. 2 Phillips head screwdriver to remove the top half of the shaft cap. Feed the GT360UHD transducer cable up the transducer mount and spy pole and out of the top. Align the GT360 transducer onto the bottom mount. Make sure the bottom key is aligned with the slot on the GT360 mount and tighten the 4 screws using a 3mm hex bit driver. Now, install the cable sleeve. Insert the loose end through the bottom half of the shaft cap until the plastic O-ring sits in the cap. Feed the transducer cable through the cable sleeve and out of the bottom hole in the shaft cap. Align the long rubber grommet to the side of the spy pole and press firmly to secure it. Place the transducer mount over the 2 holes on the bottom of the spy mount. Insert the included 20mm bolt through the holes in the GT360 mount on the bottom shaft. One side of the GT360 mount will be keyed for the nut. Hand tighten the nut onto the bolt. Tighten the bolt fully using the 5mm hex bit driver. Align the 4 holes on the bottom of the shaft cap with the top of the shaft cap and insert the 4 screws. Tighten the screws using the No. 2 Phillips screwdriver. You can install the spy pole on your Garmin Force or Force Pro trolling motor. Place the spy pole into the mount on your trolling motor. We will install the included cable clips to secure the GT360 cable to the side of the trolling motor mount. You can mount the cable clips on either side of the trolling motor. You will use the existing screws on the trolling motor mount if you are mounting on the side where the trolling motor's power and transducer cables are located. First, remove the 2 screws on the cable clip using the 3mm hex bit driver. Align the spy pole cable clip behind the metal cable clip and the 2 holes on the side of the trolling motor mount. Insert the bottom screw into the cable clips and tighten using a 3mm hex bit driver. Insert the top screw into the cable clips and tighten using a 3mm hex bit driver. Remove the adhesive on the other cable clip and place it on the back side of the trolling motor mount. Ensure your spy pole can turn to each stopping point. Then, route your GT360 cable through the cable clips. Place the plastic covers over the top of the cable clips. Press the top half down to secure them. Repeat this process with the other cable clip. You will need to use the backing plate to secure the cable clip to the trolling motor mount if you are mounting on the opposite side of the trolling motor. Place the backing plate behind the 2 holes on the front of the trolling motor mount. Align the cable clip to the 2 holes on the backing plate. Insert the 2 screws and tighten using the No. 2 Phillips head screwdriver. Remove the adhesive on the other cable clip and place it near the back of the trolling motor mount. Ensure your spy pole can turn to each stopping point. Then, route your GT360 cable through the cable clips. Place the plastic covers over the top of the cable clips. Press the top half down to secure them. Repeat this process with the other cable clip. You will need to install a locking ring onto the end of your GT360 UHD transducer cable. First, place the O-ring. Align both halves of the split connector together and lock them into place. Now, route the GT360 transducer cable to your compatible chart plotter. Plug it into the 12-pin transducer port on the back of the chart plotter and tighten the locking ring. And that's it. Thanks for watching. For more help, please subscribe to the Garmin Support YouTube channel or visit marinesupport.garmin.com.